On Section 9 of the French Broad River in western North Carolina, Jon Stamper and his crew of former river guides wrangle what looks like a charging cord drawer from hell. 7 months after Hurricane Helene, this special team spends their workdays pulling trash and debris from rivers and creeks in storm-ravaged Southern Appalachia. Stamper, a combat veteran who found post-military solace in the outdoor community, now leads river cleanup efforts after losing his job when Helene destroyed all 4 locations of an Asheville outdoor outfitter.
We have been tackling a place that we have come to call PVC Island. It is essentially an island that has been strangled by the PVC plastic that washed down from the IPEX plastic facility in Woodfin, North Carolina. We're talking about miles and miles of PVC plastic.
Stamper's pilot workforce of 12, funded and organized by the Mountain True nonprofit, has handpicked more than 300,000 pounds of debris from waterways in western North Carolina since Helene. As a collective effort, the nonprofit has removed 2.8 million pounds. Stamper says PVC Island is one of many areas like this along Section 9, the most paddled part of the French Broad. His crew cuts the flexible pipe into 6-foot sections, and using small inflatable boats, they ferry bundles of PVC across channels. Then they haul the debris upriver on a jet boat, where a dumpster awaits. One of the oldest rivers in the world, flowing northwest out of Asheville into Tennessee, the French Broad River carved its path before the rise of the ancient Appalachians. Before Helene, this watershed brought an economic impact equal to that of the Blue Ridge Parkway and the Great Smoky Mountains, combined. Jemima Phyllis Cook has spent 25 years finding ways to be outside on the rivers of Southern Appalachia. Formerly a river guide, she married a fisherman and supports his harebrained schemes, buying up boats of various variety. Before Helene, she operated a coffee shop along the Laurel River between the towns of Hot Springs and Marshall. Her store escaped catastrophic flooding, but winds destroyed the roof. Today, the place sits gutted. But Jemima is now part of Stamper's team and Mountain True's paid workforce.
Getting back in shape, losing some latte and muffin weight, getting my head clear, just being alone with my own thoughts while I pick trash out of log jams and bring some order to the chaos that the storm created. Feels therapeutic. Sometimes there are silver linings that you pause and enjoy them while you have them, knowing that you may change gears and do something totally different with life just because there was punctuation.
And those harebrained ideas of her husband, Matt Cook? Stamper recruited the couple because Matt, a fishing guide of 20 plus years, runs jet boats on these rivers.
Worked out great that we had the equipment and the skills to operate a motorboat in the sections of river, in the class 3 and 4 whitewater stuff, to start helping haul this trash out.
The Cooks live in the unincorporated community of Hurricane in Madison County, North Carolina, and Matt has been taking folks on the mountain rivers since he was a student at App State in 2003. His experience with motorboats and mountain whitewater pushes nearly a decade. Most recently, Matt acquired an inflatable jet boat.
It's kind of like a jet ski. It sucks the water up and spits it out the back. You can run in a few inches of water as opposed to needing a foot to 18 inches of water. So we can essentially take that boat, sections of river that you just normally wouldn't be able to use any sort of power. And the other great part about it is that instead of having a propeller, it has an impeller that is housed inside the unit, and it's got like a metal grate. So nothing like you know, if that boat were, heaven to forbid, to run over somebody, it would not chop them up.
Without it, the team would have to paddle debris upstream or send trash miles downriver to the next access point.
Either side of the river and on all the islands and rocks and stuff on the river, there's a bunch of trash, and it doesn't look like anybody else is going to come along and clean it up. So Mountain True is paying us to take it out one bag, one pipe at a time.
Before Helene, Mandy Wallace was a raft guide. These days, she's also harnessing an education and previous experiences in archaeology, reuniting items lost in the storm with their owners. Recently, they've returned a men's Baptist disaster team hat, with pins commemorating nearly a dozen hurricane deployments, and a family photo album sealed and protected in mud.
You know, there's so much bad, that we're seeing daily. Just people's lives that just got ripped out of the mountains, literally. And when you can do that and give people back something, that just best feeling ever. So.
Mandy shares these stories on the Mountain True social media accounts. Before the storm, Liz McGurl was managing a hair salon in downtown Asheville. And after, she signed up for every volunteer opportunity she could find.
And within probably 2 weeks, I did my first cleanup with Mountain True in Asheville in the River Arts District, and fell in love with Mountain True and their mission statement, and just the people.
An avid hiker, Liz visited more than 300 waterfalls in western North Carolina during a 4-year period.
It felt natural. I wanted to come out and see all the different areas that I used to hike and what happened to them.
Greta Morgan was gearing up for her 3rd season working in the western North Carolina outdoor industry when Hurricane Helene hit. And until this crew started in March, she had been out of work.
So I was super excited to, get in there and get my hands dirty working with such a legend. And then, we started at Stackhouse, where we were yesterday, which is near and dear to every boater's heart that's been on the French Pod. To see it look like that was just kind of devastating.
Greta plans to work with Stamper's crew until she leaves for the summer to guide on the New River in West Virginia.
At the end of the day, you're doing a good thing. You go home tired and dirty and feeling good about what we've done and seeing us make progress, not even day by day, but hour by hour. The banks are getting clear no matter where we are. The amount of pipe coming off PVC Island, it is immeasurable amount of progress. At this point in my life, Asheville is home. I plan on coming back here and making it my home again.
To qualify for Stamper's team, one had to have lost their job because of Hurricane Helene. Stamper used this opportunity to hire many from the outdoor and river communities.
And they bring to the table so much knowledge and skills and technical ability, and they allow us to operate in some of these situations and environments that may not be safe for just the average volunteer.
In anticipation of additional state funding, Mountain True has a strategy in place for additional teams across western North Carolina. Stamper says they're ready to scale the project up.
And we pretty quickly realized, well, if we can do this much with 10 people, we can do a whole lot more with 100 people.
Working around the efforts of the Army Corps of Engineers, with their heavy equipment, pulling homes and cars out of the rivers, the Mountain True team performs precision cleaning on a delicate ecosystem while keeping tabs on the environmental impacts from the Army Corps. This has been a concern on the world-famous Green River, where his team recently cleared trails for a volunteer effort arriving the following day. Stamper says his special crew has been just part of the cleanup process, with volunteers and even guerrilla groups, the latter able to skirt bureaucracy. Many on his team started with a cleanup group organized by the local outfitter Blue Heron, which Stamper used as an early model.
It can be a little bit overwhelming when you pull up to a site and you're just facing this mountain of trash. But the team comes together, you start chipping away at it, and by the end of the day, you've made a noticeable impact. Particularly with the volunteers, give them an opportunity to take back a little bit of control in what's been a pretty wild ride for everyone.